going on, folks? The Boston Celtics are 2 wins away from going back to the NBA Finals. I'm here with Jake Eisenberg and Wayne Spooney after the Celtics blow out the Indiana Pacers in a Game 2 that they won. They won a Game 2, guys. How we doing?
Hey-o.
I did it! I did it. Never in doubt. Everybody played well. Our best player played awesome. Textbook W for the Boston Celtics. But man, it feels good. It feels good. It feels good. 2-0, man. A lot of stuff's gone right for the Celtics in this playoff run. Not everything's gone right, but like you contrast it to last year's playoff run and not taking advantage of what the basketball gods have laid at your feet. And this year, the basketball gods have laid some stuff at your feet, and they are taking advantage. Big win, 2-0 in the Eastern Conference Finals. Let's go.
I'm very much enjoying the easiest road or the easy road to the finals compared to whatever it was we did again to get to the finals in 22, dude, going through Giannis, going through Jimmy Butler, and then facing the final boss, Steph Curry. Like, this is great. I hope they sweep them. I would really appreciate that.
Please.
But I feel like we've gone too long. I just got to say his name. Jaylen fucking Brown, dude. Holy shit. 40.
Oh. Man, he's been
an efficient 40 as well, dude. Like 14 of 27 from the floor, good for 52%, 40% from three, hit 73% of his free throws, some timely ones as well early as we were building that lead. And just incredible, dude. Like, just absolutely shredded that Pacers defense all night. It just looked like there was no one out there that could stop him, including Pascal Siakam, who he cooked a number of times. He held up really well defensively against Siakam, as well as the rest of the Pacers. It's hard to fault Jaylen Brown's game in any way. He was basically perfect tonight. It was incredible, Jake.
Amazing, man. You pay this. Hey, this is what happens when you don't put Jaylen Brown on All NBA. This guy is petty, man. He sees it all. He hears it all. He internalizes it all. But man, he's in the front. He's a front runner for Eastern Conference Finals MVP right now. And from the jump, he was excellent. I'm so impressed with the free throws right now. To where he was at a place where it was like he was Andre Drummond levels for a little bit there. He's making his free throws. He was just a monster all night long, aggressive, making plays, getting to loose balls. Like, he's been the emotional leader of this team for a chunk of the season and came out tonight in a game where your best player really struggled for whatever reason in the first half, and Jaylen Brown carried them. Not just carried them, but like pushed Indiana away, like just did not give them a chance to take this thing. And now the Celtics are up 2-0. Thank you to Jaylen Brown. Two games in a row, too. 2 games in a row. Thank you, Jaylen Brown.
Yeah, for sure, dude. And nobody can stay in front of him on this team. Like, there is literally no defender that can contain him. And I love that he fucking knows it, too. And he's just going at everybody. And, like, I've said it before, it's bullying with Pascal Siakam at this point. Jaylen would be in detention if this were a high school. Like, he is just destroying Pascal. And Pascal's, like, a really good defensive player, too. And I feel like Jaylen is not afraid of Miles Turner at the rim either. Like, he's been a deterrent for other guys, but not JB, just goes right through him. Some of the finishes he had tonight were friggin' silly. He had one on Isaiah Jackson where it looked like he was about to dunk it, and then he just like continued to float in the air for like another second and a half and laid it in. I don't even know how he does it. And when the 3-point shot is going, he's just completely unguardable. This team has nothing for him, Indy.
Yeah, dude, absolutely. We're going to get to Drew and O'Shea and Jayson Tatum's better second half awakening in a second, and some injury news on both sides. But just here's the deal here, folks. We're going live on YouTube after every single game with these immediate reactions. Then we're back a couple of hours later with Celtics Late Night, where we just sort of kick back and reminisce on the game that was. And then the following day, we're following up with a podcast, all three of us sort of taking a more analytical deep dive into the game. So make sure you subscribe, hit that like button to put the show in front of more people, let the YouTube algorithm know that we exist and that more people should check the show out.
Just like. Hit your little finger.
Like subscribe as well. Why not?
Subscribe. Hit the like. Hit subscribe. We're out here. We're living life. Join us. It's good times. It's a good time to be a Celtics fan.
Now, we're going to hang around for another 8 minutes or so and then get off out of the way of the Garden Report over on the CLNS YouTube channel there. But runner-up MVP, Drew Holiday, I think, is probably fair to say. Or any other names come to mind?
2 guys were plus 18 in this game, leading the team. Jaylen Brown and O'Shea motherfucking Brissett, dude. Like, I mean, he didn't really do much. I think he had 2 points, but he changed the game. He changed the way that we could stop Indy and just going switch everything. And Jake, you've been calling for a small ball for all playoffs, I think. And Joe finally did it because Luke Cornett got hurt, and it worked really, really friggin' well. Like, it was the tide turner. Like when Indy got that big run in the third quarter, we brought back Brissett in, and then we just completely took over the game from that timeout. But Drew was awesome, really awesome. Timely buckets, 10 assists. He's just, and great defense. So he's been, do we miss Marcus Smart? I love you, Marcus, but I do not.
Emotionally,
Unreal now.
Yes, every day.
I mean,
go ahead, Jake.
Can we trade Svi for Marcus? I would do that. Bring Marcus in.
I don't know, man. Svi, pretty good shooter.
Hot take.
Hey, nice 3 late there from Svi Mihailik. Drew Holiday, yeah, I mean, to go back to O'Shea, I don't want to take full credit for the O'Shea Brissett at the 5 small ball thing. A lot of Celtics fans have been talking about that one. I don't want to pull a Bill Simmons, where I guarantee you on tonight's podcast he's going to be like, see, Joe Mazzulla finally listened to me, and I'm the only one talking about Brissett at the 5, so I don't want to be that guy. A lot of us believed that specifically in this matchup, I thought we could have seen it in last round as well. But sometimes you're an injury away. Sometimes you're an injury away from figuring something out. Steve Jones from the Dunker Spot likes to say that. Sometimes you're an injury away from a coach having to do something that he's not super comfortable with. And dude, he didn't have to do, doesn't have to do much. All he has to do is do why he's in the NBA. The reason this guy's in the NBA is because he's 6'8", long, can run fast and jump high. And that's all he has to do out there and have a good basketball IQ. He had that really nice cut, which is like Spoonie pointed this out in the offseason. Like one of his main things, people don't guard him because he's a non-shooter. So people just kind of like hang around the rim as like to help. And then he crashes for a cut or an offensive rebound. And they found him on that exact play for his only 2 points of the game, but he just gives them, and man, all of a sudden, like, they're not small. They're just not small. When you've got Jayson Tatum at 6'9", Jaylen at 6'8", and Drew Holiday just plays way bigger than he is, again, early in the game to switch to Drew Holiday. I mean, this is now 5 games in a row of him being just absolutely incredible on both ends. Like, defensively, he's been good for the entire playoffs, but early in the game, he's becoming a trademark Drew Holiday offensive rebound kick out. And to Derek White, he made another one of those plays early when the Celtics were kind of struggling to find their feet offensively, which was just huge. I mean, what a game, dude. Are you kidding? 6 for 7. And like in a matchup where he could totally force it. Because there's so many matchups for him to attack. But to play within himself, to go 6 for 7, I mean, he should be more aggressive, really. But 10... assists and 1 turnover. I mean, just inject it right into the soul.
What else stood out to you on this one, Spoonie?
So I think maybe like the Tatum first half, we were in the playback being like, what the hell is wrong with him? I think T Mackey was like, I think he had a fight with the wife. And then the second half, like he played like 12 good minutes, and that's all we really needed to completely blow the doors off Indy. But he ends up with a line. It's like 23-5, and I lost the box score for a second. 23, 6, and 5, and 4 turnovers. He's getting a little turnover happy recently, which I do not like to see. But when he's got the mid-range going, because he's been settling that for a lot recently, but when it's going, man, does it look pretty, and man, is he very difficult to stop. And it's really just like the fucking 3 ball won't go in, man. Like, get the 3 going down, and like,
what is going on?
I don't know. 2 for 7, all of a sudden it's 26, 6 and 5, and we're not even really having this conversation. But I know.
Well, if he develops that, if he refines his 3-point stroke, then as we're heading into the finals here, I don't want to get too far ahead of ourselves, but up 2-0, like, then that is obviously huge for us. And there's a bit of a runway left here for him to find it. We know that he has been a little streaky with the 3-point stroke throughout his career. If he could just find it, it's right there. Dude. It's right there for us.
All it needs, man, you never know when it's going to fucking turn up. And like, if it's going to, hey, you can go 21%
problem.
from three in the first three. Yeah, 21% from three in the first 3 rounds, and you find it in the finals. Hey, that was the weird thing about the 22 finals. He actually shot like 45% from three in that finals, which is so frustrating because like if that's like one of the most corollary things for the Celtics. If Tatum does that, then you just win. That's just how it goes. There was just too much. I don't know, man. I thought he played awesome last game. He hit the most important 3 of the game last game. Like he's hitting his free throws. He's hitting the mid-range jump shots. It's gonna come. It's gonna come. The great tweet from Al Horford Pacino. I'll pay Drew Hanlon as much as it takes to stay away from Jayson Tatum. I'm there at that point. Get him away from him. Get him a fucking new trainer. Can we get him? Just get him a new guy. I'm done.
Stop corrupting the young man, Drew, please. Jeff Morgan in the chat. Hit that like button, subscribe. We are going to be back on here live later tonight. We've got about 2 minutes here, and then we're going to get off to let the Garden Report guys go. But we would be remiss not to talk about Derek White, who is apparently back, 8 of 15 from the floor, 4 of 8 from 3. He missed his like Derek White shots, his little clumsy little floater things early in the game. By the end, he was knocking them all down. Derek White was fantastic. The bench was fantastic in this game.
Yeah.
Total turnaround from game 1. As we look to wrap up here, guys, I mentioned Derek White, I mentioned the bench. Anything stand out to you there?
Just loving the way Pritchard's playing in the whole playoffs, man. He's just so aggressive. He's feisty on defense. And, dude, he's shooting, I think, over 40% from 3 in the playoffs.
Yes,
and again, 2 for 2 tonight. On that 1 3 in the corner was absolutely hilarious where they just didn't guard him. It's like, you might want to guard that dude. But he's just been really, really good. And, we were, I think, right to question. I think we all believed in him. But, there's a question mark about how good he'd be in the playoffs, how much he'd be able to play. He's playing over 20 minutes a night, giving us good minutes every single night. He's been an awesome, 6-man, basically, with KP out.
He's up. He wins round 2 of the tiny white boy battle.
That's right.
Because TJ won game 1. Pritchard comes back in game 2. He's awesome, man. He's awesome. The bench is different with no KP because Horford's part of the bench, and that's why the Celtics bench was one of the best benches in the NBA this year. Hauser's found a way to make an impact and found a way to not hurt the Celtics despite not being able to. Man, and at least Tatum's not even close on his threes right now, but Hauser had 2 threes that went all the way in and then came back out. So he'll find. I think he can find it. I think he should feel confident after today's game. He had that awesome little dump off from Drew Holiday where Drew Holiday kind of left his feet and Hauser cut, and it looked like Drew Holiday was Luka Doncic there for a second. But hey man, team win, but Jaylen Brown, take a power.
Take a bow, Jaylen Brown. Thank you. After that slow start and Brissett coming in and starting that 20-0 run, thank you, Jaylen Brown. Thank you, O'Shea Brissett. Now, some unfortunate news just as we wrap up here. Tyrese Halliburton looked like a bit of a lower leg or mid-leg, I guess, injury.
It's a hamstring
injury. Woj retweeted it. No, thank you. So hopefully he's okay. We're not sure what's going on there. Also, there was a report during the game that the whole notion of KP coming back around Game 4 was maybe not as set in stone as Woj made that out to be. So just a couple of health concerns on both sides to keep an eye on there. So we'll check in on that. Maybe there'll be some more news by the time we come back for Celtics Late Night in a couple of hours here. So guys, we're going to wrap it up there. Celtics now finally win a Game 2. They're 2 wins away from going back to the NBA Finals. It is certainly a good day to be a Celtics fan. We'll leave it there, and we'll see you guys soon. Peace.
I love the Celtics!